Duck Collingwood by 10 points. How'd you see it?
And the Cats, well, I know Chris Scott, and he said in his press conference after the game, BT, that, he said, for all those people that think we're playing different now to the start of the year, they're kidding themselves. This is how we want to play. We've played this way.
What you mean by that? You mean down the line stuff?
Yeah, does he think we're delusional because, or we've got no idea about footy? The Cats are playing the most boring football in the competition right now. Stop, start, kick over the man on the mark, didn't play on.
Mick McGuan made a very good point on social this morning. He said, they are about to play the West Coast Eagles. Can you imagine playing that game against McGuffin and Barrass and McGuffin and Barrass?
We saw Moore and Howe, what they did because of the slow movement. They just sat back and plucked it off, didn't they, Brownie? It was just poor. And saying all of that, we can sit here and say how poor they were. They only lost by 11 points. Yeah. That's a remarkable thing. They defended really well.
I think they set up to save the game rather than win it in the first quarter. So when they went in with Blixarves as the ruckman and they dropped their ruckman Stanley, every time anybody got the ball from Collingwood, Blixarves bolted back into the defensive 50. So they had Stewart free, they had Blixarves free. All of a sudden, I reckon it was probably 8 on 4 at times. So they had enormous numbers back. But they just allowed Collingwood players to sit outside 50, 70 metres out, and they just picked them off, and they couldn't stop that ball going through. So they had so many players defensively, but then they couldn't move the ball to their end of the ground, and Collingwood just dominated.
Well, I didn't like the selection from the start when we didn't have Stanley the ruck to go against Grundy. I thought we were in trouble, and losing Blixarves out of defence, I thought made it a double barrel problem. So, and that's how
I'll reserve my judgment on
turned out to be, unfortunately. But I can't.
That was an odd decision not to play Stanley on Friday night.
It was, because just during that week before the game, the first match of the year when we played Collingwood, the only time, and we just won, was replayed on telly. So it was late in the afternoon, so I made sure I got home in time to watch it. And I watched, being thrilled that Stanley was in the team, because I watched very closely how he contested with Grundy all day. And in my opinion, he just beat Grundy. It was a pretty close contest, but he just beat him and certainly held him down. And we had Blixarves playing out of defence. So I thought with Blixarves in defence, radically up forward helping Hawkins and the forwards, we had the best setup we could have. But however, that wasn't to be. So now we're right back in the ruck. We've got to try and come up against West Coast on Friday night. That won't be easy.
It's a long way back from here too, Frank.
It is. The difference between winning and losing.
Fox footy commentator David King has delivered a stinging assessment of Chris Scott's decision to drop ruckman Reece Stanley for Geelong's clash with Collingwood because of the weather.
It meant All-Australian defender Mark Blixarves was moved into the middle, and King says that call cost the Cats the game.
This game was lost by Chris Scott. I said that earlier today. I can't get past the fact that you've got an All-Australian player at fullback. There is no other All-Australian magnet that would get moved, wherever he plays. If he's a full forward, you're not moving him from there. If he's an on-baller, he plays on-ball. They play where they serve your club the best. Now, Chris has decided to move Blixarves into the ruck and drop Stanley, or not select him to take on Grundy, which was a strange decision, on the back of the weather. Now, it just changed so much in this game. It made the fullback go into a position where he had no effect. He had one kick. I mean, you're paying these guys $800,000 to $1 million not to make mistakes with this sort of stuff. It didn't need to happen. They didn't need to take that gamble. So, I'm just disappointed for the Geelong fans that, another final series hangs in the balance. And we keep talking about Chris's coaching record in finals as opposed to home and away. And the major reason why is I think that he wants to be the reason Geelong win. The reason Geelong win are those 22 players that represent the week on the back of what you've set up during the week.
We'll agonise over whether it was the right decision, but we review and agonise over a lot of decisions we make. We generally just don't tell you guys about them. There's always a bit happening behind the scenes.